Well, you cannot hit me in front of all these witnesses. I'm going to provoke you. I'm going to provoke you into throwing a punch that's going to cost you $1 million.
Who's going to collect it?
I.
Your beneficiary. Even considering my layoff, do you think I can whip Joe Frazier?
Well, since your style of fighting is dependent on split-second timing, speed, coordination, as well as power, your reflexes will have suffered because of inactivity of 3 years. And in my opinion, the outcome would be very much in doubt. And I think there'll be a great many people who are willing to pay to see such a fight who will agree with me, that will come to see that fight. Only because they think...
Thinking I have a chance to get beat?
Not a chance. They believe you will get beat.
Who? Frazier with me?
The public will believe that because you have been out.
I'll talk to you later. Let me show you something.
You'll have to prove it in the ring. Not with words.
And not with an old man, right?
And not with an old man.
But exactly. I'm gonna show you something. You should see what I'm trying to say now. And you know Joe Frazier's style, don't you?
Yes, I think I do.
About like that, right? Now short arms. Well, hold it now. He don't move that fast.
That's the way he moves.
No, he don't move that fast. Does. Now look, this is all I have to do to Joe Frazier.
True.
Come on in. I'm not gonna.
You're not gonna hit me, Mr. Champion.
Come on in. I'm not gonna hit you.
I think you want to get even with me.
I'm not gonna hit you. Come here. Let me show you. This is what I'll do with Joe Frazier. Just jab, jab, keep my distance. Jab, jab. Bop, bop.
And when he does that,
he's not that good. I'm telling you, he's a slugger.
I'm an old man. If I can do it, he can do it.
I'm talking about Joe Frazier.
All right.
Hold it then, jab, jab. See, you're the scholar of boxing.
Don't give me that stuff.
Pop, 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 pop. No, he's not that fast, I'm telling you. Joe Frazier don't fight like this.
Yes, he does.
Now
he does.
His way to fight. This is Joe Frazier fighting me. Punches around, see? This is Joe Frazier. He's trying to duck him. What he's doing, he's catching him, see? And a real boxer, this is nothing but a target for a man who can stay on his toes, who can stick him. Stay off of range when he don't want to punch. When he's ready to punch, move in. Stick. That's what you do a man like Joe Frazier. Back off of him. Just keep boxing style. There's nowhere in the world for a man that don't have no footwork to catch me. You're even a welterweight. Keep your camera moving, because I'm kind of fast. Keep your camera moving. Lightweight's not this fast. Plus, I'm talking to him. I'm making him frustrated. Come on, chum. You're not no champ. Look at you, you're losing. You lost 3 rounds already. Come on now, I hit you 4 times. This world's a man. And you gonna tell me that I can't still do this?
Well, you'll have to prove that in the ring.
People talk. I mean, just when you discuss boxing, I know you're a dignified, conservative, aristocratic man. You look like a principal, a school teacher, politician. You don't look like a fight manager. This is the image you have. But when you're discussing boxing or anything, I mean, you don't have to be so dignified with it. You don't have to have that necktie on or sitting beside a desk or with a necktie or something or a cigar in your mouth. I mean, this is what the people want to hear. You are a wise man. You know the business. I know the business. And we just been down to earth talking. This is the way people talk and discuss fighting. Why do we have to be so proper and so, conservative about it, huh? Well, diplomatic. So this is the fight talk, huh?
I agree with you. You're right, but just that I'm unaccustomed to it.
Well, you got to get accustomed to it.
I agree. As long as we have to do it in this fashion, I agree. You're quite right. Yeah, but a few times you and I agree.
And I like to say another thing. If I had a lower IQ, I could enjoy your conversation.
In September of 1970, after 3.5 years out of the ring as a result of his refusal to join the army, Mohammed was finally given a license to box an exhibition in Atlanta, Georgia.
got a little taller than I thought I would at times, but I was satisfied to be able to last 8 rounds and be just about 80% active all the way through. Just a 10-day notice. Although this is exhibition and I've been on 3 years, I've only had 10 days to really start training, knowing that this was coming off. Might have not been as fast as I wanted to be, but as long as I can go without really getting hit or shook up. It's a miracle for a man of my caliber, even top trainers, people like Jack Dempsey, Joe Frazier's training. All these people have been saying it's impossible for a fella to get in shape to do the job that I have to do. Various things that's happened to me and the write-ups and this and that for the past 3 years have made me much stronger and more determined to come back still a winner over many who predicted I won't. I look at this as I'm fighting for my freedom, not just a fight, but this is for my freedom. This is the way I look at it. All I want is the flash in the spirit when the bell rings from now on. And
Muhammad was given a license to fight Jerry Quarry in Atlanta. He gathered around him the same group of people whom he worked with before his license was revoked.
Bodine has been with me ever since I fought Doug Jones, and he's a lot of inspiration. In a fight, you can have 40,000 people hollering at the top of their voices in an exciting, thrilling moment, and over all those people, you can hear Bodine. Keep dancing, champ. You looking good, champ. Dance, dance, champ. And he originated the saying, float like a butterfly and sting like a bee. I want you to just meet Bodine just for a minute. Come here, Bodine. He's in the studio here. This is Bodine. Bodine, let's give him that little saying we used to say before each fight, you know. Float like a butterfly and sting like a bee. Rumble, young man, rumble. That's Bodine. And he originated this saying, which made people angry. They said the big mouth needs a good whooping. And the night I fought Sonny Liston, I heard a few Southerners at ringside saying, Sonny, knock that nigger out. The nigger talks too much. And we laughed, didn't we? Because his seat cost $250.
Though I have a great deal of respect for his athletic abilities, tremendous unusual coordination, nevertheless, I had never known of any athlete who could remain inactive for 3 years or more and then perform on a level to fight a top contender. When the Ali Jerry Quarry fight was signed, I just had to go down to Atlanta to see for myself how much of his great ability he had lost. It's pretty evident that Muhammad anticipates this. I knows him very well, evidently, and does anticipate.
The funny bit about this kid is you never know in the gymnasium because you can't.
I know.
He never does the same thing in the gym he does in the fight.
Well, that's true generally, but
all he does is look to get sharp. And he makes these guys make mistakes and see how he would be in a certain type of situation.
Yeah, how he would take advantage.
That's right.
Yes, I understand that. But the thing that bothers me about him is this. Too frequently, whether he's putting on or not, too frequently he's been taking solid punches with a consistency that's bothering me. It bothers me.
Well, I don't blame it bother you. It bothers me also. But this has been this kid from the go.
And not as many times as this, because I have seen him before. And I have seen him take punches yesterday, for example, with a consistency that was really bothering me, because this is a fellow who, while he may take punches, he doesn't like to take these kind of punches, not solid punches, to the head, to the body. No, I can see perfectly.
You know what the answer he gave me, Gus? This is one individual you never figure out. He says, I want to see how it feels to get hit some punches because I haven't been hit in 3.5 years.
Unbelievably, the night before the fight, Muhammad attended the premiere of A.K.A. Cassius Clay film. This was very surprising to me because normally they're home resting or sleeping and getting ready to build up energy. But I guess it was a form of release for him and relaxation, because he loves to watch himself and hear himself. We all do too.
Muhammad, how did you like that?
It was a good picture. But what do you mean Joe Louis can whoop me? What all this stuff about Joe Louis whooping me?
Listen, I don't want to keep you up, but I want to say thanks a million for coming down.
You're going to bring me that film tomorrow, that Jack Johnson.
I don't know what the trouble is. I think you're stretching your imagination, that's all.
Can you box?
Well, let's take a
walk.
Oh, come now.
Come over here.
touch your lip? Did I touch your lip, really?
Travel to Europe to cream Henry Cooper, Brian London, and Carl Mildenberger. Put the hard-hitting Cleveland Williams away in 3.
I was surprised that he hit as hard as he did. I really thought I had a pushover tonight because he's been around so long, and I figured he's way over the hill. But that Cleveland Williams had a lot of hard punches. Just caught him with a sharp right. He hit hard. He caught me a couple of times that really shook me up. See how big he is? Tall and strong. He just kept coming like that. Williams is going to come back here with a hard left hook, but he missed. I think I watched that right hand. I caught him with that right hand again. See, that's the same right hand that I used in the Olympics. And he's really flat out this time. I think he might try. The bell saved him, I can remember.
People don't realize that when you're set for the punch, even if not completely set, as punches usually are, you still can hit very hard.
This is round 3. I think this is the round I got him in. I just caught him with another right hand. That's that Ali shuffle. Here comes the shuffle again, I think. There's that shuffle again that I've perfected. Many people say it's clowning, they say it's joke, it's not sincere. What would you have done, or what would you advise a good fighter to do when I do the shuffle? Now, you must remember, the second I do this shuffle, whatever you have planned, you're going to either forget it or you're going to look at my feet. This was to get me out of positions. It could be used for the aggressive attack or the defensive retreat. Most of all, it was used from the center of the ring on a title fight with Cleveland Williams. It confuses the man for second, and it'll confuse him if he catches me in the corner. And this is the way it goes. See, like if I'm jumping around the ring, this is my position, and that shuffle is just a flash for just a minute. And in that split second, then lights out. It's all over.
Does it work?
It's all over. What would you do if you was a fighter?
You did what?
If I did Ali shuffle.
Well, you just telling me.
Why are you getting on guard?
Well, listen, I figured you're going to do the shuffle.
I done did it. You didn't see it?
That's right. So fast I couldn't see.
No, seriously, the shuffle is just, I'm bouncing. Don't hit me now, because I'm not in shape. I'm a little out of shape. I'm jumping around. And for a minute, whatever, put your guard up. You're not going to be doing this in the ring. Is that your position?
That's right.
But that's your position. And we are boxing. And for a minute, I'm doing the shuffle.
That's what I was doing.
You're not as dumb as you look.
That's right.
Cus, what's this you are telling me about Joe Louis beating me?
Yes, I believe that Joe Louis would beat you, probably without point for the better part of the fight.
No.
But toward the end of that fight, he would catch up to you as he catches up to everyone else and take you out of there.
Slow Joe Louis whoop me? Slow moving, shuffling Joe Louis? Beat me?
Joe Louis said this once, a man could run, but he can't hide.
Oh, that's understandable. And
All
then
right.
I have another saying. You said how hard his jab was. I have a saying, too. He may be able to hit hard, but it means nothing if he can't find nothing to hit.
The point is that nobody finished once he hurt him, and once he hurt you, you wouldn't finish either.
No, man, I'm not no flat-footed. This is a different day.
You don't have to
I'm
be
not no
flat-footed.
flat-footed.
One of the great assets that Joe Louis had.
Slow
He had
fighter?
the experience and the timing and the determination. He wouldn't give up.
If
He
he
wouldn't
hit
get
me once, I'm
frustrated
gonna move.
like some of those bums that you fought.
If Joe Louis hit me once, I'm gonna move. Who bums?
Some of those bums that you fought, they got discouraged in the fight because they couldn't catch you.
Joe Louis, you're really funny. Joe Louis had a thing called a Bum a Month Club. You're gonna say I'm fighting bums. The men that Joe Louis fought, if I'd fought them today in Madison Square Garden, they would boo and mad at the ring. Fat bellies, out of shape, awkward, had no stance, no footwork. They couldn't even move that much. And
All a man can do is beat the best that are around
well,
at the
that's
time
all
he's
I've been
all
doing.
right.
Well, don't call my men bums.
I
Joe
didn't,
Louis
well,
fought
you
bums.
were the one that belittled Joe Louis on his performance.
Joe Louis has never said nothing good about me. Every time
You
I
only
had
told
a fight,
the truth.
Joe
And if
Louis
it
was
wasn't
out.
good, it's your fault, not his.
His judgment is bad because every time I fought, Joe Louis picked the wrong man. I didn't only beat the man, but I told him what round he would go down. Joe Louis never
With the
could do that.
characters that you box, you could do
The
that.
characters that Joe Louis boxed, I could.
And he could have done it too.
Joe Louis didn't fight too many people betting
Didn't he
Cleveland
say he's
Williams.
going to take Max Schmeling out? And he did, the same way.
Joe Louis, he didn't tell me the round of the minute.
Look,
Joe
he didn't try to because
Hold
he
it,
was
man,
not
look.
Muhammad
We
Ali.
both can't talk at the same time. We can sing together. We can't
Look,
talk
let's
together.
not argue anymore.
Well, let's watch
about
the
you.
film. Just...
All right, let's watch the film.
You watch this and don't pop off too much because I want to show you something about your great Joe Louis.
This is the return bout between Louis and Schmeling.
Louis don't look no better to me now than he did at first. Same old Joe Louis, probably older and worse now. But he's just looking for that right. He's had it on his mind for 2 years, and he's dreaming about it, and he's watching for it.
He's not going to lead the left hook anymore, so he won't be hit with the right hand.
And then when he hit Smelling, you notice how this never would happen to me.
See that right hand?
Right now, I had tie him up or something. He ain't that unconscious that he can't.
Well, you weren't hit as hard as Schmeling was hit.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
you notice that Schmeling takes a terrific punch.
Yeah,
Schmeling was a very game fighter.
Yeah.
And could absorb punishment.
Now watch what happens now. Watch this real close.
We had to.
Right now, he should start circling. He don't circle. He stays there. See?
Well, he was already badly hurt.
He was too hurt. He couldn't think, yeah.
That's right. That's what
right.
happened.
Oh, yeah, that's what happened. Who do you think I am?
You've never been hit that
Who do
way
you think?
yet.
No.
Let's see what happens when they catch up to you.
I've never been tagged.
One day they'll tag you like that if you ever get into the ring. And when they do tag like that, we'll see how your legs behave.
Oh, this was one of history's greatest fights.
The bones in your legs will turn to jelly.
That was really a disgrace compared to what I've heard. Joe at his best and me would be no contest. Cus, look, you are telling me that Joe Louis would have knocked me out. How would Joe Louis knock me out when this is Joe Louis? Now, what's he gonna do? While I'm jumping and flipping and moving, pop, pop, I'm sticking and doing my little shuffle and hopping over here. And I mean, how would Joe? And don't say that I can do this for a minute, because I keep this up for 15 rounds, 10 rounds, 3 minutes a round. Now, how's Joe Louis gonna get to me? I just can't see slow Joe Louis, who was shorter than I am, fought lighter weight than I did, and not as half as fast with his feet or hands. How could Joe Louis knock me out? Would I just quit dancing that night and stand there and let him hit me? If he hits me once, he won't hit me the second time.
Guys are slipping.
One thing that I noticed that Clay is doing now that he hadn't done before is he's taking 2 steps to get out of the way. Well, before he would take 1 would get him out of the way, which would get him out of the way.
Step a little closer to the ring.
Yeah. And he allows himself to be pinned on the ropes too frequently, and he does the very thing that he condemned in other fighters, to remain stationary long enough for the other fellow to catch up and hit him. This is surprising. If it wasn't so repeated, I would think he would be putting it on. To some extent, he is putting it on. But he's being hit too many solid punches for it to be a complete put on. There he is again, pinned again. Now watch, he takes 2 or 3 steps to get away instead of 1. In the split second it takes to take the second step, he can be hit. Of course, he isn't retaliating with the speed, the power, and accuracy that he's capable of, because this is one area that he's indicated he retains clearly. It is the defensive measures which made him the fighter he was that aren't so clear today, or yesterday for that matter. His punches come out with the same snap and speed when he desires to throw them. Now, taking a step out of the rope that time, he took a short step rather than 1 long step, which would leave his opponent standing there.
The funny bit about this kid is you never know in the gymnasium, because you can he never does the same thing in the gym he does in the fight.
Well, that's true generally, but
all he does is look to get sharp. And he makes these guys make mistakes and see how he would be in a certain type of situation.
Yeah, how he would take advantage.
That's right.
Yes, I understand that. But the thing that bothers me about him is this. Too frequently, whether he's putting on or not, too frequently he's been taking solid punches with a consistent...
You know what the answer he gave me, Gus? This is one individual you never figure out. He says, I want to see how it feels to get hit some punches, because I haven't been hit in 3.5 years.
But a person could know how he's
going
to feel in 2
terrible
rounds.
explanation. I agree with you. You and I know that.
4 rounds or 6 rounds. He did it for 7 rounds. As you know, Angelo, he did it for 7 rounds.
I know it.
This is the part that bothers me.
Just look, don't talk. Don't talk.
That's all I'm worried about, because...
Hold it, Angelo. Hold it, please.
Another thing that bothers me
Both sides don't talk, please. Okay, now talk.
Another thing that bothers me. Now, one of the things that characterized his footwork was ability to take 1 long, quick step, which got him really immediately out of the way of trouble.
Right.
Now, here he takes 2 steps consistently to get out of trouble. And often the other guy catches up to him. Now, I'm sure that in the real pressure, he might do it differently. But since he's been out for 3 years, who the hell knows what he's going to do?
You're right. That's my main concern.
I'm sure it's your
That's
concern.
why I say this is a real tough fight, because he hasn't been in for 3.5 years, and this guy's a real good fighter, Corey. Any given night, he can give anybody an ulcer. And if he's got a hot night, then we got plenty of troubles.
And even he himself, Muhammad himself, doesn't know what he's going to do.
That's right.
Because nobody's been away that long knows. He can believe and hope, but he'll only know after it happens.
Right, right.
Now you watch what I brought up before, but I'm sure you're aware of that too. That he takes, see, like he's moving to the side. He takes 2 short steps to get there. Or before he brings his 2 feet together and then takes a long step to get him out of the way, or 1 long step out of the way, and then. But he's taking a look. See those little up and down steps? He's not moving out of the way.
No.
You see that? He's not moving out of the way. And you know these things as well as I.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Ow.
Drew.
It's bothering me.
the glove.
Another thing, before there were punchers that would miss by the mile, so to speak.
Oh, yeah, I know. I noticed that right away. In other words, instead of missing by a foot, they're missing by 6 inches. That worries me, too.
Yeah, or sometimes by 2 inches.
Right.
And other times they just about touch him, where with some judges they'd even call a score of a point, though it really wouldn't be because he's pulled away from it and the force of blow has not been affected. But still, it's too close for comfort.
Right.
And such a departure from his normal performance that it also is a cause of worry. I mean, for a fellow who's frustrated in his effort to hit him solid blow. And I think nothing gives him more pleasure than to hit his brother a solid blow.
Ange? Okay. Ange? Just comment over this round with Cus.
See, with his brother, I accept the statement that, it's a put-on. I accept that. Because he apparently knows his brother like a book. You can see the way he's...
And the brother knows him like a book.
And the brother knows him like
good,
a book.
Because,
that's right.
Anybody want to come close to hitting him, his brother will.
That's right. And his brother gets such a pleasure out of nailing him with a solid punch, even though he admires his brother a great deal, as I said before. That,
You're right.
Yeah, that he gets a real pleasure out of doing, and this very pleasure causes him to get a little wild sometimes in the effort, though, But, well, I can accept his statement about involving his brother. I don't accept it with these other fellas.
No, I don't either.
See, I don't think.
I actually get disgusted as heck when he takes shots because it's not a mark of a great fighter. Great fighter shouldn't take punches. You can simulate taking punches, slide punches.
That's right.
You're perfectly right because I admire him when he don't get hit, but I also like him to pitch because you got to practice what you preach. He's not doing it.
And he himself admires a fighter who is, as you say, and also does not like to get hit because no fighter who achieves the elusive qualities he has likes to get hit. Otherwise, he could never achieve these qualities.
And I hate fighters that get hit anyhow.
Well,
because
sure.
You're not around too long, and you're not
you
working
can't predict
that long.
what's going to happen in the fight, too.
That's right.
I mean, when a guy gets hit, anything could happen in the fight. But when a guy doesn't get hit much, then you could feel, predict what's going to happen.
What he's trying to do here, Cus. He's got his own system and psychology. He's a very difficult guy to phantom, but I know him like a book. He's trying to prove he can wear a man out without throwing a punch. I don't know why he got that in his head, but he's had that from the get-go. You try to get him out of him, he revolts on you. Like I just tried something right now. They want to do something with a camera, helmet camera, So.
What do you mean a helmet camera?
Well, him pitching, throwing punches, and CBS wants to do it. Now, ordinarily, it's easy to get that done. But if they gave me some warning, I made a little joke out of it or something, but he figures it's going to be too much to do, so he's going to forget it. Usually he'll do anything.
Yeah. See, now what he's doing now, for example, pressing him without movement, without punching or anything, I know it's a put-on. Because he knows that if he's going to press a guy, he's got to do behind the jab or something like that.
That's right.
It's not going to come in there just doing nothing. We know that's a put-on. See what he did there?
Yeah.
Another thing that bothered me before in weaving, he was weaving from the waist with his waist and body at torso at right angles to the floor, where he couldn't see what the guy was doing. And any elusive qualities he showed was based on experience and intuition, not on what he saw.
Right.
Which is a little unprofessional-like, you know what I mean? Because,
I tell you, I say this, and I don't say this with any kind of bashfulness. There'll never be another one like this guy. He's him.
No, this I agree with it completely.
Peter, director, you take this off for me. Post in and get my brother, please. You know, man.
What do you want to know?
That's all. He thought he want to work.
What are you going to work?
I said that's all he wants to work.
Well, yeah, but what do you need a headgear for? You're not that tired.
You're not that tired. You didn't get hit a punch.
It's all over. This is all he's going to work.
Yeah, right. Cus, that was exactly what I wanted.
What was exactly?
The exchange between you and Angelo. I needed that very badly.
Well, did you listen to it?
Yes. Oh, are you kidding? It was right here.
Oh, I didn't know.
Beautiful.